Okay, finally, the last section, ownership and governance. The proposed ownership right now is CANDO owning 40%, Walter, Rick, and Spring owning 49%, and then another Aboriginal organization owning 11%, if that's what CANDO and if it makes sense. And we talked about NALMA and perhaps NACA being potential partners. The governance of ACE would be a board of directors of 5 with a term of 2 to 5 years, usual stuff. And hopefully we'd get a couple business people on the board that would help make decisions and recommendations. The management and operations, we're going to have a board of directors and a president with a membership services person, technical and content person, and then the responsibilities below are what they're going to do on a daily basis. And a lot of the content will be outsourced, and some of the technical will be outsourced as well, so it wouldn't show up on here. We're considering 6 nations or a First Nation in Northern Ontario right now to locate the head office, but the key is to have the office located in an area close to local talent and good telecommunications. The software platform, there's a couple that we're going to be finalizing on. Basically, both have the same kind of pricing strategy. And as I mentioned before, the outsourcing is going to be for technical and content where necessary. So the responsibilities of the management team: work with the CANDO ACE committee, combination of CANDO and Walter, Rick, and Spring. Develop the ACE site with other professionals, manage the initial content, work the helpline, report to the ACE board, and funding and financing responsibilities to raise money and go after sponsorships, and orchestrate the training and workshop coverage and the marketing of ACE. Implementation. The business plan is done. The beta testing is underway. Seeking funding, that's underway as well. Once that's in place, we'll expand the beta testing and go after more of the marketing in terms of ACE. And we'll develop the website further and develop more content as we go along. And then once that's done, we'll roll it out to Ontario, BC, and Atlantic. So to summarize the major features and benefits of ACE. 1, I think the live helpline with experienced personnel is crucial. The live streaming and the business clusters is a big positive. Workshops and training modules are a big benefit. The EDOs participating and training in the workshops is a big benefit as well. It'll be sponsor friendly with real value for the sponsor, and this is poised to grow across Canada as we've shown previous in this presentation. And other First Nation stakeholders could use ACE as well, whether it be education, housing, leadership. The information is useful, practical, and applicable to EDOs, and it will be self-supporting by end of year 3. In year 3. There's also potentially another Aboriginal market in the USA and other sub-markets we had talked about, but the initial business plan isn't focusing a lot on that in terms of financial projections. So the advantages to CANDO of ACE. 1, ACE will add and complement the existing services of CANDO to its members. ACE may drive and maintain more CANDO membership. It'll encourage more EDOs from across Canada to interact, network, and provide counsel with each other. ACE workshops, training, and education sessions complement the existing CANDO training models. Government information sessions could be delivered through ACE. There will be an enhanced EDO toolkit for CANDO. Potential profits, or 40% of the profits at least, would go back to CANDO. It's a good example of a public-private partnership. And potentially, CANDO might attract more long-term sponsors through ACE, or with ACE as part of the equation. It'll enhance the working relationship with government and private sector. There'll be an ability to provide professional, interactive information, not just the static information that we had talked about. And there'll be a collection of a great deal of information that is useful to EDOs and people in the economic development field. And a couple more. ACE will build upon CANDO's successes in the marketplace. CANDO is national, and that's a good thing for ACE. ACE is a platform that CANDO will enhance with their knowledge and skill set. And more organized, facilitated communication between EDOs in business clusters across Canada. So just to wrap up and some final thoughts. Based on what you've seen, ACE is a unique on-demand website static and live, which is professionally staffed. It's a web service and business that's going to be controlled by Aboriginal organizations and continuously updated and upgraded for EDOs. The capitalization of ACE is external to CANDO, so there's no financial pressure to get this going. The initial operations of ACE is external to CANDO, so they can focus on their core business. Possibility of making revenue for CANDO via ACE, or there's 40% of the profits would go to ACE. Would go to CANDO. The ACE concept could be applied to other First Nation activities, as we talked about, beyond economic development. It could be health, training, and employment, and so forth. And there might be opportunities that exist beyond Canada for an ACE concept, with tribes in the United States is one example. There's a lot of capacity building going on in ACE, and there'll be a decreased reliance on external third parties to perform work for First Nations as capacity is built. They could build the capacity and get a lot of the work done internally, probably. And it's a good example of First Nations working with each other and sharing expertise across Canada. So I'd like to thank you for joining me. I apologize I wasn't there. Hi, Neil Burnett, if you're there. And we look forward to talking to you soon. Thank you.